All right, so let's get started. We have some fresh, homegrown jalapenos. So all we're gonna do, as you see, we're gonna trim, take the caps off, and then you see the inside. We're actually gonna just core them out here because that's where the heat is. And a lot of people don't like heat. I personally don't mind it, but we're gonna trim all those in a second. When you're cutting, you never wanna have your fingers out. They wanna be in. So you can see here, when you put them in, you use this part of your fingers as a guide, so you never cut your fingers. So you put it down here where you want it, guide down, so that way you leave with all of your digits, which is a good thing. So as you can see, all the seeds come out, there is room. So you can see in there that as we do that, we just want to make room for the filling. And you want to get the seeds out. You can leave some seeds in if you like it hot. As you know, the membrane here, this is where the heat is for a pepper, right there, and then all these seeds. So even though it could be a jalapeno which is hot, you can actually, when you take all the seeds out, it probably cuts the heat by about 60–70%, which is what we're looking for, because these are gonna be open to everyone as a little snack later, and everyone has a different heat level, tolerance level. Step one, our peppers are clean and ready to go. Step two is we're gonna be using bacon. Why bacon? Well, that's an easy question to answer, because bacon makes everything taste better. So now what we're gonna do is here, we have the bacon, which we're gonna wrap the hot peppers in, but we actually have maple bacon onion jam, okay? So we're gonna utilize this. We're trying to keep all the flavors together, so we're gonna utilize that with the bacon, because we're gonna wrap the peppers in it, but we wanna make sure that the wrap sticks. So in that piece, we're gonna have the bacon with a layer of the jam. So when we do smoking of other meats, we'll use mustard as a binder or olive oil as a binder. In this case, we're using the jam as a binder, so it's the same thought process. Step three is gonna be our stuffing. So we have pimento cheese that we're gonna stuff the peppers with. Now, I'm pretty good, but trying to put them in here without making a mess is not really gonna be an easy task. So if you're a baker, you probably have a piping bag at home, you have the tips and all of that stuff. I'm not really a baker per se, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our own piping bag. Once you have it all in the bag, just like normal, you wanna pull the corner out here, which you can see. I'm just gonna trim it here, just enough. So now we have our own little piping bag. Just tighten it here and seal the bag. And then you grab it, just like you would pipe anything else. You can twist it, is a good method just to keep it tight. And then as you can see, you just squeeze it in, and then it's full. See? And do that to all of them. They're all set there. Put the bag aside for later. So let's get our first one done. And there will be some leftover of this jam too, which you could always add later as like a dipping or a glaze on it as well. But you just want to just put it on here to help the bind. As we're adding the jam to the bacon, you want to be liberal with that, because again, you want all the bacon to stick, but we're adding layers of flavor upon layers of flavor. So you want to make sure you have enough on there for it to stick, but to have the flavor come through. Again, it's like seasoning. You can never have too much. Now, as we wrap them, I like to just kind of wrap it and cover the top, as you'll see here, because that's going to help keep the cheese in. And then you just kind of roll it down here, as you can see. And then you're going to roll it back, because we make sure we have extra. So it's kind of like a nice little package, and we have our cast iron pan here that we're going to put it in. Again, same thing. You're going to open it up, because you want to make sure where the pimento cheese is on the open side of the pepper, that you want it not to go anywhere. You want to make sure that when this crisps up, that none of the flavor is left in the pepper. When I put them in, I'm putting the pepper with the open side to the outside of the pan, just to help make sure the bacon stays. And we're gonna do a circle. All right, so now that we have it there, we did have an extra piece of bacon. So as you can see, we did put it in the pan because why waste it? We are gonna be heading over to the smoker in a couple minutes. It's just about up to temperature, and we're gonna throw them on. See you in a couple minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here. As you can see, we got the peppers ready to go in the pan. We're gonna put them on our smoker. It's up to temp. We're gonna come back and check them in about an hour and a half. And they should be close, and then we're gonna spin them a little bit to get good residual heat and a good all-around temperature. See you in about an hour and a half. All right, so we're back at the smoker. Our peppers are done, so we're gonna pull them off and take them to the table to show you guys. All right, so we're here back at the table. We're gonna just grab these out. As you can see, the cheese is just coming right out of them. So we're gonna move it to this pan because just like anything else when you smoke, it needs to set. You need to cool it down a little bit. But as you can see, it's not getting much better than this for a snack. And all the cheese stayed in because we wrapped them that specific way. So it's gonna take it easy, put them in here. Oh, wow. You guys should be here. It's fantastic. Look at this perfectly wrapped package of goodness. They're just gonna sit there and just cool. We're gonna cover them with foil and let them just cool down a little bit. They're gonna be way too hot to eat right now. So we're gonna do that and we'll be back in a minute. Now let's try this popper. Again, fantastic, a little bit of heat, but you can taste the sweetness of the bacon, of the jam, and a little heat in the back end is fantastic. You gotta come out and try it. Now, if you guys listen to our podcast, we put out a contest in our podcast last week and said, whoever can get to us and tell us what the correct secret ingredient is that I'm using is gonna get something. Now, the winner is Donna Curry. She, got to me first. We had more than a plethora of people responding. Some were good, some were interesting, and we can share them at a later date. But she had it spot on, black truffles. So Donna, congratulations, you're gonna win something. It's already on order. I will hand deliver it to you and we'll chat when we can. All right, Donna, congratulations. Everyone else, make sure you remember to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss an episode or a chance to win some cool Wise Guy swag. Thanks again, Tony Two Smokes, and listen, you gotta tune in. You don't know what I'm gonna smoke next. We do, you don't. We'll let you know soon.